We're going to
Liz and Eric, cut your cameras.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then recording is going already, Robert. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I pressed it. You're doing that this time?
No, you can do it.
Okay, I think it's at the end. Okay, I'll do the chat too.
All right, thank you. All right, I see our attendees are coming in.
Can you hear my puppy whining in the back?
Yes. We're live, huh? Everybody gets to hear the puppy. People who are coming on right now, you can chat your questions into us. All the chats will just be viewed by the panelists, not by the attendees. Thank you, Scott, for registering in. Thank you, Mr. Skanderberg, for liking these, enjoying these webinars. All right. Somebody wants to know what puppy you have, Robert. I think it's a mutt. It's not a purebred dog. All dogs need loving.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, we're up to 50 attendees. They'll keep coming in. We're going to give it a couple minutes. Thank you for coming on. See some questions coming in already. All right. Turkey hunting, flu arrows. No, you don't have to use flu arrows for turkey hunting. People want to know what kind of dog you have, Robert.
It's a little puppy fox terrier chihuahua mix.
Yeah.
Pure hunting machine.
Pure leg grabber. All right. Still have more people coming in. As I was mentioning earlier, just chat. We can't see your lovely faces tonight, but you can chat, some good questions. Does he dock dive yet? That's a good one. Somebody wants some tips on finding quail. We're going to have some survey questions to start off our webinar that'll kind of see where you are wanting to learn what we're going to provide tonight. So kind of lead where we're going to be going. So when you guys have a chance to answer the survey questions, please do. And if there's something else you want to learn or have a question about, please present it to our panelists. They'll either answer it for you or transfer it to me so that we can answer it. All right, we're going to wait one more minute and then we're going to go ahead and get going. Yeah, the best way to ask questions is through the webinar chat. Okay. Please do it that way. Somebody was asking what kind of mounts I had. Those are green wing teal behind me. All right. And all right. Doesn't matter that any other viewers are with you. If they didn't sign up, that's not a problem. We're capturing as many as we can. Somebody's audio isn't working, I'm not sure. What were the instructions, Robert, for view? Best is full screen, right?
Does it mean his audio is not working? Like we can't hear him? Because that's turned off. You can only communicate with us through chat. If you can't hear us, then that I believe is a computer setting.
Yeah. Might be the apparatus that you're using to view it, so not sure. No, we can't see anybody. Like I said, we're not going to see anybody tonight. And a lot of my panelists that are here helping me, they'll be answering your questions. You won't be seeing them either. So, all right, you want to go ahead and get started, Robert? It's, I don't know what time it is, 6:02. Good enough to start now.
Yep. All right, my name's Robert Pelsman. First, welcome everybody. My job is I manage the hunter education program across the state, including advanced hunter ed. And basically, I'm just going to gather questions to bring back to the panel at the end. If we're getting a bunch of repeat questions, we'll probably address those at the end. A lot of the questions are going to be answered through chat as we're going. But if there's repeats, like I said, I'll bring it up to everybody. So I'll introduce the panel. First is Victoria Barr. She's been with the department since 1999, and she's been the SHARE program coordinator since I think she said December of 2009.
Yep.
She's going to have a wealth of knowledge, and I'm sure she'll explain what SHARE means later. And then Lieutenant Sean Alagi is the Advanced Hunter Education Coordinator for our department. He's been with the department for a little over 21 years. He's been a lifelong resident of Los Banos. He's an avid duck hunter, and next week he's going on a muzzle loading hunt to Doyle. And how long did it take you to draw that?
17 years of putting in for that.
Wow.
So
So,
he's most avid, I would say, probably, I don't know for sure, but probably ducks, but he dabbles in pretty
everything.
much everything else.
Yep.
So there you go. Oh,
right.
and then also, I'll include a link here in a bit, but there is another program similar to this. It's usually a little more basic, and it covers some fishing stuff. So if you're interested in getting into fishing or information about that, it's called the Harvest Huddle. Typically, it's done on a Wednesday at noon hour. You can go to the R3 webpage, which I'll send a link out in chat in a little bit if you're interested in participating in those also. There you
All
go.
right. Yeah, there will be a R3 link included in an email I'll send out to all of you after our get together here. But really quick, I'd like to start with a poll, and please participate. It helps us as panelists know where we're going with our tonight's webinar. So let me start with polling question number 1, and I'm going to allow the panelists to vote too. Here we go with the poll. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. So the question is, I'm going to read it too because we're going to have this on recorded. What was your first upland game bird harvested? Quail, dove, pheasant, chucker, turkey, other, or have not harvested a game bird? Seeing some doves there. Quail. Others. No others. And some that haven't. So thank you for coming on. We're going to help you get there. All right, so I've got a good number here. We're going to end the poll, and I'm going to share results with you. So not overwhelmingly, 34%, dove was your first upland game bird, followed by quail and pheasant, some that haven't harvested anything yet, and turkey and chucker. So thank you for coming on. The ones that haven't harvested a game bird, you're in the right place for tonight's webinar. All right. So just really quick to get started, what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to run you through opportunities that are available through the department so that you can apply for what we have available. Just so you know right off the bat, some of the opportunities have already passed. They've already taken registration form, and there were numerous, but trying to figure out the timeline for when to present different topics. This one passed me by. We had covered waterfowl earlier, and those were hot in demand. We kind of have a big bunching of opportunities all at once. But at this time, you should be seeing my screen here of my webpage, our department webpage. Is that what you can see? Hopefully somebody can tell me yes. Victoria, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is our homepage for our department. And really quickly, if you go to hunting and upland game birds, this is a great place to land for opportunities for what our department offers. This upland game bird page, the first page you land on, the first tab is going to be regulations. It's going to describe the birds that are available, upland birds, their seasons and their limits. The blue lettering, if it has a link there, you can find more information about the species, the organism that's there. We have pheasants, quail, chucker, greater sage grouse, sooty, ruffed grouse, white-tailed ptarmigan, wild turkey, dove, and band-tailed pigeon, and snipe also. Just for your information, my next webinar will be on band-tailed pigeon. A lot of people don't know much about it, but that will be on in December. So looking at this, we see the seasons and limits are listed here. No regulations in particular about how to take them, but this is where you start with what's available, what's in season, what your limit's going to be. The second tab that's really good here just kind of tells you your license requirements. Okay, for upland game birds, you need a hunting license, general hunting license. You need an upland game bird stamp unless you're hunting under a junior hunting license. And you need a harvest information stamp if you're going to be hunting any dove, band-tailed pigeons, snipe, any migratory birds, basically. Those are what you'll need that HIP stamp for. It's free. It's just a validation. It's just a survey you take prior to getting your license. Try to get it while you're buying your license, so it's all together, and that would be great. Upland game bird validation, it's not a stamp, but you can request a stamp after in July of the next year. They'll send it to you. Nice little collector's item if you want to take that. The third tab is a special hunts tab. I'm going to come back to that. That's going to be the meat and potatoes of our webinar tonight. And then this fourth tab here, maps and publications. Some areas, some species have different maps, zones of season. So you need to take a look at that to make sure the zone you live in or you're going hunting in is the correct one for the opener that you're going to be in. Okay. There's also a map for sooty or blue grouse and rough grouse. There's a band-tailed pigeon map. We're going to look at that in depth next time. And crows, which are non-game birds. And then sometimes there's other maps available here of different hunt areas and where you can hunt. Also really good here is the publications guides, how to hunt quail and wild turkey. So these links will be included in your link page sent afterwards. We don't produce hard copies of this anymore. I used to have these available. It's somewhat dated, but there's some really good information in there. Please look at that. Harvest data, this stuff's not really that pertinent. There might be some pretty neat studies or numbers in here for some people who are into that, but not too much in the way of helping you at this point. So we're going to cover the special hunts tab specifically tonight. And there's some great opportunities that are presented by the department through our special and apprentice hunt application. There are upland wild bird hunts, but none are posted at this time because all the registrations have been taken for it. So we won't be seeing any of those. We'll talk about the SHARE program, which Victoria is going to present. And private land management opportunities, there are some for upland game bird, but not too many. Most of it's big game. So let's start with the special and apprentice hunt application. Okay. So this is where you'll go in order to see what our department offers for apprentices or special hunts. These are geared towards new hunters, youth hunters, women hunters, mobility impaired hunters, and other individuals who may have limited experience on their own. So they're entry-level hunts. Okay. In order to view them, you can come here and there's a view special hunts just to see what's available. Okay. So if we select all hunts, or apprentice hunts, since we're talking about people who are just now starting, The only available species type right now is pheasant. And we can view all that are available, but you can see that there's different types. There's junior only. Those are obviously just junior hunters that have a junior hunting license. We have family apprentice hunts, which will include 2 to 4 people as a family you can hunt. There's one that's required, it's a family hunt, but you have to have a junior. Okay. The family hunt can be all adults. And then we have women's apprentice hunts. But we're going to look at them. And currently, the reason why I wanted to get this in is because there are still 16 opportunities available through the department. And these are free hunts that are available to different people. You can see they're listed by county here. And there might not be anything listed or close to you, but like I said, some opportunities have already closed. So you have until November 16th to apply for some of these. Some of these are a little bit later, December. I mean, not December. Let me see. I saw another one. Down here, San Luis Obispo, we have one women's hunt that is actually on February 20th. So it's really late. And you have till January 18th to apply for it. But don't wait. You might forget about it. So these are all the hunts that are available. If you're looking for a specific where you just want to take your son or daughter that's a junior, you can request just those. Sometimes there's a limit on how many people you can take. And these are what are available right now. So if you have a junior hunter that you want to get signed up for an opportunity, we have them in Fresno County, Riverside, and San Luis Obispo counties. Okay. Kind of user friendly. Not always the best way. We kind of have different places to apply for hunts, but keep in mind that these are here. Okay, family hunts, which can be kids and adults. Okay, up to 4. There's 4 hunters in each hunt opportunity. There's 4 different days, and these are good for, like I said, first-time hunting families with kids. Everybody gets to hunt. Okay. Some of these really, they recommend you to bring dogs. Some you cannot take dogs to. They already have dogs provided, and they want to help you out as much as they can to make you be successful. All right. And we'll get away from these apprentice hunts and start over. We're going to start with all other hunts. There are some in here that people don't really know about. I know it's waterfowl. We're not talking about that. But just so you know that there are other hunts available, you just kind of have to look at. There's apprentice hunts and all other hunts. They have waterfowl hunts available, late season, wild bird. Well, of course, they're all wild. They're ducks, and youth late season. So take a look at those. One of the things that's good about this also, the apprentice hunts, is that if you're a first-time hunter, you just passed your hunter education course, you can use your hunter education certificate to gain what they call a priority registration. Okay, so if you have a priority validation, actually one time you can use your hunter ed certificate number to gain access to one of these apprentice hunts. So if you have like a brand new certificate, you got it online, it's going to have the KW number and your numbers, and you're going to be able to have a spot to apply that number in your registration. And it'll only be good one time, so don't try to use it multiple times. But if you really want to get on one of these planted pheasant hunts, these are all planted pheasants. There might be some wild ones in the area you're hunting, but most likely not. You'll have priority as a first-time hunter. Okay. Let's see. So 16 currently available, 1 woman's hunt, several junior hunts. These are a good opportunity for you out there. Okay. As we talked about wild bird hunts, I'm just going to quickly give you a description of what's available. Unfortunately, like I said, these registrations are closed. I guess right now, according to our Title 14 regulations, they close 21 days prior to the first hunt for that. for that species. So pretty early. I don't really care for that. But just so you can see what type of opportunities, they have them divided by species. These are all things that you can apply for on our license system, online or at any licensed vendor. Probably be easier to do online. You can choose which ones you specifically want to go to. They have an application fee of, I think it's $2.42 for each application. It doesn't really say here, but you need to know who is going to join you. You can be a party leader if you're going to have multiple people available to hunt with you, or you can just put yourself in singly. Okay, but there's plenty of opportunities for dove. There's just a lot. Chucker, this is Kern County, the Ecological Reserve, Canebrake. There's some that require a junior, some that are family. Okay, Chucker and quail, they're going to be in the same area. There might be some other opportunities with dove and quail. Turkey, especially in the spring, get ready to see this one come February. If you come in here in February and do, these are all last year's hunts. Let's look at and see. There's a lot of opportunities for hunts, as you can see, pages of them. Okay, a lot of opportunities, especially for juniors. All right, so make sure you look at these. You can see last year, see the hunt dates. These are all hunt dates. The final deadline for application was at the end of February. So make sure you look at these starting in the end of January. Look for these opportunities for youth. Same thing can happen for the other, for not just juniors, but for anyone. They can apply for all these other hunts that are available. You can see the deadline here for the regular hunt, regular season. It's March 7th. So make sure you look at our websites under the wild bird hunts for turkey sometime in the early spring, late winter. All right. Pheasants, this was a good hunt. This just closed though on November 1st. They had a really little dry creek. I hunted it when I was younger. Great pheasant area. These are all wild birds. And it's only open for this one time to hunt. So opportunities that are available are really available. There's a lot available earlier. They're not showing everything on this. So those are the wild bird hunts. Victoria is going to go ahead and talk about share. If you come on up, Victoria, and get your program ready.
Okay. Start video.
I'll stop sharing. And you can take over from here.
Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, so share screen.
Let me do one more poll question before you share your screen.
Okay.
Okay. I think I should have did this before all my thing, but we're gonna go ahead and go with it anyways. So you are most interested in learning of what opportunities for which bird? I saw what most of you took as a youth or as your first bird, but what opportunities you're most interested in? Okay. So the question is, which opportunities you're most interested in? We have quail, dove, pheasant, chucker, turkey, and other. And right now it looks like turkey's winning the race. All right. So yeah, we got about, I'll go ahead and end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and share our results. So turkey was the winner. A lot of people want to know about turkey. Just so you know, we just had a turkey webinar under the R3H3 or H3R3. I'm not sure how they have Harvest Huddle Hour. It was a basic turkey webinar. It is going to be available soon on our YouTube page, so be sure to look at that. I will cover some turkey. I have some webinars planned for probably in March, so that we can handle it right before the opener, and you'll be ready to tackle taking on turkey this next spring. So pheasants, we talked about a little bit, and quail was up there too. So thank you for those results, and I'm going to turn it over to Victoria. Thank you.
There we go. No, I did the wrong one again.
No, you got it. Oh, I can see it.
But it's not the,
It's full size on my side, Victoria.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm the Share Program Coordinator, and this program is 7 years old. The regs were finalized in 2013, and SHARE stands for the Shared Habitat Alliance for Recreational Enhancement Program, which I did not make up that name. It's a public access program. So the basics for the program are all SHARE doesn't change any season dates or regulations. We just open properties up to the public during regular hunts. The landowner dictates what property rules, you know, they work with me and we set it up so they're safe and that the landowner is comfortable. And all hunts are all access permits are given through random draw through ALDS. The funding for the program comes from the application fee. As of this year, SHARE gets $1.25 for each of those application fees, and with the ALDS service charge, it's your total is $12.14 per application, and that money goes into the SHARE dedicated account to pay for landowners. The benefits to a landowner is they get everybody that hunts or even accesses a SHARE permit or a SHARE property has to sign a SHARE liability waiver and get it back to me before they go on their hunt. We can pay landowners up to $30 an acre or $50 per person, which we don't use that because you don't get that much money. So we always do the per acre. And for elk, it can relieve some depredation issues. This year, we have a total of 50 properties, 149 hunts, and so that's giving access to 413 hunters. This started we had our first hunts at Bobcat Ranch in fall 2010, and now we have 50 properties, so it's grown quite a bit. So our upland game ones that we have currently still available are, we have 4 properties in Santa Barbara. The Jones Ranch, which has 1 quail hunt left, and Sleepy Creek Ranch, which has 3, wait, sorry, I can't see my big screen, 2 quail hunts left. They also have bear, or deer, bear, pig, dove, and Sleepy Creek Ranch has turkey hunts. There's none available left. The deadline's passed. Harrington Farms has 2 quail hunts. So their deadline, all SHARE deadlines are 17 days before the hunt. So these are still available for you to apply for. And then Reed Ranch, that has, I've heard, really, really good quail population, and Harrington Farms is right by it. So I'm sure that they have really great quail hunts too. I've never heard anything bad from either of these properties. In Tulare County, we have Hart Ranch and River Ridge Ranch. They're next to each other. Those turkeys on the screen were taken at River Ridge Ranch. But so Hart Ranch has a quail hunt left, a dove hunt, and 3 turkey, 1 in December, 1 in March, and 1 in April. River Ridge has 3 turkeys left, turkey hunts left, 1 in December, March is a junior only, and May is archery only. And then 3 quail hunts, 1 in December and 2 in January. Merced, that's our 1 waterfowl property, but they also have upland game. We have the two, Sean showed the family hunts that are in Merced. They're on Saturday and Sunday, the first 2 weekends in December. Cher gets the cleanup hunts, which are the Mondays after those weekends. So there's still pheasants there. And then we also have two multi-species hunts, we call them. You can either choose, if you get drawn, you can choose to hunt dove or pheasant. And then we have a lot of waterfowl hunts still left. And for the first time this year, we're having a veterans only hunt in the late season on February 13th. The Cher website has the landowner application, property information for each property. This is what it would look like. So it gives you a little bit of information, location, and then it'll do the property rules, and then it'll list out the hunts. And in the parentheses is the deadline for the application. And then you go to ALDS and you would, that's where you register or you apply. So this is what the Cher website looks like. And here's the, I just took screenshots of them, but the program overview just tells you background. General draw information tells you how much the application is this year. The applications tab shows you the clicks that you would do to get to the application on the ALDS website. And new this year is ALDS split, because we have so many hunts now. There's a big game draw Cher application. So you click on that for any big game hunts. And then there's one for bird hunts. So it would say Cher bird hunts, and click on that, and every property that has a bird hunt will come up. So yeah, I highly recommend going to the Cher website because it gives you a lot of information. And that's all I can think of. If you guys have any questions, I'd be glad to answer any. And here's my phone number, my email address if you have any other questions.
All right, we'll take some questions a little later. What I want to do is actually start another poll.
Gotcha.
We're going to go ahead and do this. Questions are coming in, so it's nice that we're getting them.
How do I
Here's
get my
poll.
screen off of here?
So this poll question, nobody's answering. I don't know if I'm sharing it. Please choose why you're interested in upland game bird hunting. So there's just looking for another opportunity to hunt. I want to harvest and eat wild organic meat. I like working with field dogs. Seems like the fewest barriers for opportunity success, or other. If you have an other reason, please chat the reason why you are interested in upland game bird hunting. Thank you. So we'll go for a little bit more, a couple more seconds. All right, everybody wants to eat wild organic meat. That's good. All right, one, and then 3, 2, 1. Okay, ended poll. Here's the results. Pretty much had a tie. Just looking for another opportunity to hunt. That's great. And I want to harvest and eat wild organic meat. Upland game birds are a very good source of protein, very lean, very tasty. You can't go wrong with field birds. Also, second place there, working with field dogs. If you have a dog, that's actually one of the bigger parts of the hunt. When you have a field dog that can join you out there in the field, they live for that. So great opportunity to go out, great excuse. You know, if you have a dog, you have an excuse to go hunting. All right, so thank you. Some people were asking what ALDS was, and that's a good question. ALDS is our automated license data system. Anytime that somebody wants to buy a hunting license, they can go onto our website, which I'm going to share I'm going to share what, just a second, if I can find it. Where did it go? Sorry, don't see it. supposed to be there. I'll change my view. All right. One, two. All right, well, I can't pull it up for some reason. I took a picture of our ALDS system. It's where you go to, let me start here. Sorry, off a little bit. Should see my computer. I went to licensing. You're gonna purchase a license. And this is where you can get into, if you have a Go ID, you've already purchased a license, you can be able to go into here. Let me stop sharing so I can get us into this. I don't want you to see all my personal information. We'll just go ahead and get in here, and then I'll share my screen with you. Takes a second. Good thing about our ALDS, it doesn't ask for any password or anything. It just asks for your date of birth, your last name. You can use a state ID. You can type your number in there. Everybody knows what their driver's license is. And it lets you into the system. And I'm going to share. Share now. Share screen. Okay. So you should see basically here in ALDS, when I land inside of the thing, it's going to put me at sport fishing, but we want to buy our hunting opportunities. Okay. So you can see here, I've purchased my hunting license, my duck stamps, my Upland game bird. I've got a lot of purchases. I spent a lot of money with our department. There's types. Here's the registrations, but we're going to go down to drawings for share. Under share, under the drawings, you'll see they have big game hunts and they have bird hunts. So we're going to add bird hunts. Now, if you look here, they have all the options that Victoria was talking about. The Hart Ranch, the Harrington, tells you what species it is. Okay, if you really want to go quail hunting, what was the good quail hunting? Was it Reed Ranch?
Reed Ranch in Harrington, yeah.
Yeah, so if we look at Reed Ranch, we have one opportunity, one day available. We can go on, if we're available on that Saturday, the 12th, we can add it. And it's going to charge us $12.14. I think Victoria might have misspoke. It's $11.25 for the share fee, and then there's like 80-something cents for the ALDS, which is our license, what they charge us to run this draw. So if you like that, you have an opportunity you can accept your choice. And you'll see down here, it says that I have one choice that I'm spending $12.14 on. So that's your lottery ticket. You hit the lottery there, you're gonna be able to go hunting on the Reed Ranch and have a good time. So it's only one chance, that's all you can purchase. You can't purchase multiple chances at the same ranch. You can choose multiple dates, but not more than one. You can't buy like 3 lottery tickets for the same hunt. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. All right.
It doesn't let you anyway. Once you click it once, you don't have the option anymore. So
Okay, yeah, it'll black it out or gray it out.
Yep.
You won't have that option. All right. Robert, do you have any? Well, actually, here's another question I want to ask. You guys might get a kick out of it. Here we go. So, how do you feel about your shotgunning skills? And this is not a beer. You're not shotgunning a beer. I want to know how you are as a shotgun shooter. Okay. Everybody says they're really good. Your options are spray and pray, hit half the time, ready for anything, and have not shot a shotgun. Okay. Now, the reason why this is most important, why I'm asking this question, is in order to go out in the field and pursue most upland game birds, you need to be able to use a shotgun. If you're able to get out in the field, you want to be successful. So shotgunning skills are going to determine your success in the field, you need to be familiar with a shotgun. So we have, I'm going to close it and share results. So we have 14% who spray and pray. Okay, that means they just shoot and hope they hit something, right? Some hit half the time. That's probably most of us. Some are ready for anything. They think they're real crack shots. That's 25%. And one person claims to have not shot a shotgun. Well, get out there and shoot it. Many opportunities to go out there and practice in the at ranges, gun ranges. For upland game birds, trap is a great shooting practice because birds are flushing at a certain distance. At a trap house at 16 yards away. They're going out away from you at different angles. It's great practice. It's just like a quail flushing, a pheasant flushing, all those different flushing birds. That's great practice for you. Skeet, which is a practice that has houses going in different directions, is also a great, let me stop sharing these results. Also great practice for birds that are pass shot, such as doves, bandtail pigeons, anything that takes flight that's going to cross path. A skeet range would really help you for that. But get on the trap range, get out there and shoot your shotguns. So when you have the opportunity in the field, you can cash in on it with a shot. So that would be what you want to do. All right, thank you for that. And all right, hey Robert, can we get you up and ask you what kind of questions have been coming in?
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up, just so everybody understands if your question is not getting answered right away, they come in spurts. Sometimes we can keep up with them, sometimes we can't because everybody's asking, a question. So I think overall we're doing a pretty good job. So if we've missed a question,
let's try to handle some of them right now. So if we,
well,
if
some of the general ones that have come in a couple times, some people wanting everybody to remember that this is allowed, and then some people are asking if it can be done. Air rifles.
Okay. Air rifles. So air rifles for small game and upland birds are legal except for migratory birds. So any migratory bird like a bandtail pigeon, a mourning dove, ducks, which are not considered small game, they're considered waterfowl. Snipe, any migratory bird is not legal to take with a air rifle. But quail, Eurasian dove, pheasants, all those upland birds are chucker are legal for air rifle. Even wild turkey.
Another one that's not a whole lot of people are asking this, but had a couple comments about some people were hoping this would be more about advanced hunter ed, so advanced hunting techniques and stuff like that. So I mean, you can expand on this, but this particular session was designed kind of to cover opportunities. There's plenty of classes coming or webinars coming that are going to be very specific, much more detailed, much more advanced as far as the topics covered. One being I think you already mentioned it, bandtail pigeon hunting and biology and stuff like that's coming up fairly soon. And then another perfect example is in the spring before the turkey season, you're planning on some turkey clinics too, correct?
Yes, correct. But really quick, actually, I could cover something on pheasants because pheasant season does open this weekend. Just really quick, what I want to do, because most of your pheasant opportunities, and there was a good link that I was going to share with you that will be in your link page when you come back. But let's cover some pheasants really quick. PowerPoints. Just a minute. And this was something that I would cover in a normal advanced hunter education class when we are meeting in person, which we're not doing at this time, but let me share this screen.
Just while we're waiting for you to pull that up,
Uh-huh.
maybe Victoria, several people have asked for share hunts. What's
Mhm.
available in Northern California? What's available in Southern California? What's available in different parts of the state? What's the best place that people can get that information?
The share website.
Okay.
It's all on there. I have different tabs for the general hunts, which would be big game and upland game and waterfowl. And then there's a tab just for elk because we now have 96 tags available for elk through share. And most of those are Colusa North, all the way up to Del Norte. So that's where all the elk hunts are. We don't have any properties in Southern California past Santa Barbara. I'm working on a turkey property in San Diego. Hopefully I'll have spring turkey hunts out down there. But there's just not a lot of properties in Southern California.
Perfect. Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with the quick pheasant thing. All right. So here we go. Everybody see my ringneck pheasant? You see it, Robert? Yes. Victoria?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So ringneck pheasants, beautiful birds. You wonder how in the heck something so bright and colorful can hide. They do. I don't know how they do it, but they do. And basically, when it comes to pheasant hunting, you're only allowed to shoot the rooster or cock pheasant. They are always running. You'll see them out in the field, possibly sometimes, but the way you differentiate a rooster pheasant is obviously the color. They're very vibrant, and that's for nesting purposes. The female will be drab. If you had a clean pheasant, we would know that if you had a leg attached, it has spurs. They use that for fighting. Okay. These are pictures taken by a friend of mine that lives in the area and takes really good pictures. Here's a rooster in flight. When you're looking at a rooster taking off and away from you, you always want to work away from the sun. If you were hunting towards the sun, all you would see is a silhouette. You wouldn't see this color. You're looking for that ring neck that's going there. Let me see. Good. Ring neck along the head. If you look at the tail, you're going to end up shooting at the tail and you're going to end up missing this bird. Okay. As I said, they like to go out and away from you. So practicing at the trap range is going to be very good practice for you before pheasant hunting. Okay. When you get a side flusher, you need to make sure you get out in front of the bird where it's going, not shoot at it, because if you shot straight at this bird, even though that shotgun's really going fast, you need to get out in front. Okay. This was a slide I should have taken out. Really quick, you'll hear sometimes pheasants cackle. I don't know if you can hear this. Let's see if it does. Oh, no, it doesn't. There's cackles and crows. Here's the hen. Okay, anytime you've seen a bird that's brown like that, flushing, let it go. Don't shoot it, and take a chance of identifying it afterwards. Okay. Know your target, what's in front of it, what's beyond it. Okay. The reason I wanted to get to this slide right here, this is me many years ago with the mustache. You can see how wet this pheasant is. Okay. It's not because I was hunting it in the duck pond. What I did was chased it from all this dry stuff here behind me towards water, because this pheasant prefers to run. It's going to run as long as it can to get away. And basically I chased it towards water so that it would have to flush. It had nowhere else to go. Okay. A lot of times you want to get out there in the field, and I'm going to show you some different things here. These are birds on the edge. A lot of times you want to work edges and work them edges to water where birds can't continue to run. They're going to stop there. They're going to flush there. That's what you're looking for as pinch points. Okay. You might get a bird that'll flush out of this, but they prefer to either just stay where they are until you almost step on them, or your dog flushes them, or they're just going to run away from you. So try to work edge areas, areas that are thick with cover that have food. Those are the areas that are going to be higher density with pheasants. Okay. Pheasants also like to get out on gravel roads where they can get grit. I don't know if you can see these, but these are all pheasants here on this little dirt road. They're getting gravel to help them digest the seeds that they've been eating. Okay. This is a young brood of chicks there with a rooster. Here they are also on the run. You can see some pheasants here. These are ones that I saw along the road, and they didn't fly away. They preferred to take off running. That's their preferred mode of transportation. Okay. Whenever you get to thick cover, star thistle is something that they'll hold in. Very important to work through that star thistle. A lot of people stop and turn around on it. And unfortunately, that bird's out there about 3 or 4 more feet. If you step out there, he's going to flush. It hurts, but sometimes you can wear protective gear that may help you go through that type of cover. Okay, this is a very quick look at what type of cover is ideal for pheasants. They like dense brush, all that different stuff. The reason I'm showing this slide is because this is actually a place where I've shot a couple pheasants. This is at Los Banos Wildlife Area. People like to work all the dry stuff. This is all dry field, everything around here. This right here is a little oxbow lake, and it's all water. Well, nobody likes to cross that water because they don't want to get wet. Well, I did, and to work this ground area over here, and I managed to get 2 pheasants at it when I got to this other side right here. Okay. So I crossed right here. There was some water, a ditch, probably went up to my mid thigh. I crossed and worked this with my dog. And when we got to the edge of it where he was stuck, he had to do something. I shot 2 roosters that flushed here at the same spot. Okay. So that's why I was showing this. If you want, you can look at maps and plan your hunts to where you work dry areas towards water or little islands that are out there in the water that other people aren't hunting.
Hey, Sean, you
Yes.
might cover it, but a couple people are asking, what's a good shot size for pheasant?
Shot size. We'll cover that here in a second. Okay. These are all different things. Just so you know, when you do get a pheasant, it's very important that you leave the head or wing attached. It's some type of determination of the sex and species. For all game birds now, it's required. Shooting hours for pheasants, you can't start till 8 a.m. and only go till sunset. Use a shotgun that is not capable of holding more than 3 shells. Okay. Then we get to the other questions everybody has. This is a late season thing. These are old. I'm sorry, I didn't plan on using this. This is what I wanted to show for that. So shotguns and gauges. When you're using steel shot, any sizes 2 through 6 should suffice. If you're getting wild pheasants that are flushing far, you might want to use a larger shot like a size 2, 3, or 4. If you're flushing them close under a pointing dog, maybe you can get away with smaller size shot. But you can't hold any size larger than BB for wild pheasant hunting. Choke wise, you want to use an improved cylinder or a modified choke. And gauge wise, anything 12, 16, 20 gauge, those are good opportunities. And always shoot within your effective range. That's all we'll want to do. All right, so that was a quick brief on shotguns. Hopefully that helps some of the people that are ready for going out pheasant hunting this weekend. It should be a good weekend. We're expecting some rain in certain areas. Here are things you really want to do if you have a dog and you're going to go out pheasant hunting with the dog. Try to go after rain to help them out so that the cover is more moist and it leaves better scent, and you don't overexert your dogs because it can get really warm out there, and make sure you don't overwork them.
That kind of relates to another question that a couple people had, kind of an opinion, I guess, but Which upland bird is best for a new or first time hunter?
Well, it depends on your opportunity, because like if you were to say quail hunting, well, you can quail hunt in the mountains where it's really rigorous and you got to climb all these hills to go up and down. Or if you had some type of river riparian area where there's a bunch of flatland quail that are easy to flush because it's open and you're hunting edges, that could be a great opportunity. But normally it's a dove. We saw earlier in our survey that people who went dove hunting, dove was the first bird that they had taken when they were younger. Those will provide you plenty of opportunities for shooting, a lot of access usually that is available to you out there. So as upland birds, dove is probably number one. Quail are out numerous opportunities. Pheasant's probably the hardest, to be honest with you, unless you're taking one of the apprentice hunts. It takes a lot of skill to get a wild bird. The wild bird numbers aren't there like they used to be. And, nowadays, actually, turkey probably outnumber pheasants in the state of California. So, look at turkey opportunities.
Got another one. This is kind of a broad one. And if somebody's interested in, let's say, turkey hunting or bandtail pigeon, tune into some of these in the future, and he'll go into, or somebody will go into great detail on ID. But any advice on just general bird ID, upland game bird ID resources, stuff like that?
When it comes to pheasants, you have your male and your hen, so pretty drastic differences between the two. When it comes to quail, there's no special limit on whether you can take a hen or a cock quail. So ID is not as important there. The only ID that really is kind of important when it comes to quail is during the early mountain quail season, which we've already passed. But knowing the difference between a mountain quail and a valley quail is important, because the early season for mountain quail is only for mountain quail. It's not for quail that you got in the mountains, it's for mountain quail. So you have to be aware of that. They are a bigger quail. It does take some experience identifying it, but know before you shoot. Know your target before you shoot. But yeah, there are some resources that you'll get in your resource links, and look into those after the webinar.
And there's lots of, nowadays with the internet, there's lots of resources out there for basic ID.
Yeah.
This is a little more detailed question. Where did it go? Oh yeah, somebody early on was asking about limits for planted pheasants, excuse me, on private property. Is there a limit for pheasants on private property? I believe they were probably just kind of asking about private licensed pheasant clubs. So can you maybe cover that type of stuff a little bit?
Okay, so if you're hunting under just a normal guise of a hunting license and not planting any birds, the bird limit is what it is. If you're planting and supplementing birds, you have, for dog training purposes, if you're in an area that has the birds occurring naturally, you may have to flag those birds. Like, let's say me living in Los Banos here, there are pheasants that occur naturally. I should flag any pheasants that I plant for dog purposes for training near a pheasant habitat. When it comes to the warden inspecting your birds, you're also supposed to notify the department that you are doing dog training in that area, so that if you're releasing pheasants and you're shooting pheasants, whether it's season or not, you need to have notify the department, maybe flag the birds if it's required, and also have bird tags that are provided by the game bird breeders so that you can tag the pheasants that you've taken. If you're releasing bobwhite quail, we don't have bobwhite quail that naturally exist here. They're not native birds, but you can purchase them from game bird breeders for dog training. And that would allow you, there's no limit with that because they're a domestically raised bird. So there's certain exceptions for that. You best off calling a department in your region that you live in and asking them what type of hoops do you have to go through in order to either plant birds to take, or if you're going to a pheasant club, there's no limit there. It's usually what you can harvest and whatever you have money for. Planted pheasants are pretty expensive. Sometimes I think they're $25 to $40 a piece just for them to plant them for you. And you're not guaranteed that you're going to get them. So that's an expensive bird, but it is an opportunity for you to train your dog, and that could lead to wild bird opportunities.
We're coming up on an hour, but I just see one person asking this question, but I think it's a good question. They want to, I assume they're new to hunting. I want to know about where they can learn, like field dressing, processing an animal.
Yeah, it's best done and seen in person where you can actually participate. That's something that I look forward to teaching at our advanced hunter ed clinics. We do have game bird processing where you can learn how to process your birds. A lot of the birds that you get that are wild, they're very thin skinned, so they're sometimes very hard to pluck. Might make it hard to do that, so some people just skin them and just treat them like any other poultry that you may have, chicken or whatever. But they're very lean, so they're not going to taste like that moist chicken that you make. You're always going to have to make accommodations to that bird because there's not much fat in them. But that is a topic better discussed in person, or you may have some cooking experts out there on the web. All right, one more poll I want to do before we leave. This will kind of tell us what we did tonight, whether it was accepted or not. And please answer this. All right, based on what you have learned tonight, what opportunities will you apply for as soon as we are done? Okay, that's a hint. Please go out and try for the apprentice hunts, the share hunts. Not many wild bird hunts available. There aren't any. All of them, that's great, or none of them. Okay, there's a few. All right, so apprentice hunt, share hunt, wild bird, all of them or none of them. Okay, I'm gonna end it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's the poll. Share results. All right, so 21% said, or 30% said all of them. That's great. Share hunts, we're gonna have some people signing up for your stuff, Victoria. Good job.
Great.
And apprentice hunts, we always want the apprentice. Make sure you use your hunter ed certificate to gain priority registration. You can only use it once. That's a tip for you to use. So try to use it as wisely as possible. That's it. So I really appreciate everybody coming on tonight. I will be sending you an email shortly that will include a survey link if you're interested. Even if you've done it before, I opened it up to where you can add more comments if you want, or you can email me directly. Also, there's a link to previous YouTube, previously recorded Advanced Hunter Ed seminar webinars. So please look at that. And thank you for coming on board. Just remember December 2nd, which it's not up yet, I will be talking about band-tailed pigeons. It will be a detailed hunt oriented webinar. If you're interested in band-tailed pigeons, you want to get out there in the forest or along the coast, come into that one. Thank you.
Hey, real quick, I just noticed that Jane from Guam is on this. So
Yeah, I saw her. All right,
bye.
that's great. Hello, Jane. Nice to have you out here with us, all the way from Guam.
Wow.
Good job. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming on. Appreciate it. I'm going to be out hunting in the next couple of weeks. Wish me luck. It's my hunt of a lifetime, and we'll see how it goes. So maybe I'll have some pictures the next time we come on. Thanks.
Good luck.
All right. See ya.